Howdy, Goat Knucklers. It's Flo with Goat Knuckle Talk with Flo. This is STS 30 with who, Lisa Nolan, my co-host?
With me.
No, who's this STS 30 with? Who's our guest?
Oh, who's our guest? Well, none other than our famous classmate, Dean Teykl.
Well, I
Welcome,
don't know
my
if
friend.
I don't know if famous could describes it, but but I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
I know. So I know we've had you on before, but can you remind our subscribers where you are currently living?
I live just outside of Lubbock, Texas.
Okay, and does that outside have a name?
Well, I mean, I guess we're in Lubbock County.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I
So
just
you're
yeah,
you're
I
you're
just
out
He
in the
doesn't want
country.
to divulge where he lives, Lisa.
You're
no,
out
that's
you're
not
out in
it.
the
It's just
country.
I'm
I,
just
I
messing with
need I need space.
you. Yeah, he goes, he'll do these shows as long as he's at home and no one knows where he lives.
Oh,
Hey,
I just didn't want, was outside, does outside mean like Idaloo or New Deal or,
probably
no.
friendship.
No. We're
No,
just
not friendship.
our address is actually just Lubbock County.
He
Okay.
lives on the country.
That's
You know.
right.
Hey, the
By
country is an
design.
awesome place. I would live there in a heartbeat if I could.
So, Dean, we brought you here for a reason and talk about your PGA stuff. So I'm gonna try this. I've never done this. So let's show this little short.
Oh
If
boy, here we go.
yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. Here we go.
There we are. That will play.
Nice video.
Wow.
So growing up, y'all remember like Dukes of Hazzard,
Yes.
and the theme song was sung by Waylon Jennings.
Hmm.
And in that song, he says, "They keep showing my hands and not my face on TV."
Yes.
I have a face for radio. That's the reason they don't show that.
I have a total nerdy question. Maybe it is or isn't. So when you're those clubs, is there a machine that calibrates it?
Yes, they're probably at this level, they're over calibrated, to be honest with you. Yes, they are very, very calibrated. I mean, from everything from loft lie to weight, overall weight, grip length, shaft flex, the whole thing. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I know now where to
It
take my clubs and get regripped.
I mean, it's almost like whether it be a NASCAR, IndyCar, or something like that. I mean, it is a precise science at that level. Yes.
Yeah. I sold my clubs because I don't golf anymore with two artificial hips. It's a little challenging, but I remember getting my first set of custom clubs right at the beginning when graphite clubs were coming out, and I was living in San Francisco, and I was so excited to finally have good clubs that I could halfway be decent with, and I sold them in a
It,
garage sale.
as long as they look good in the bag, you were good all day.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, let's
Yes.
start from the beginning. Where did your mom and dad meet? Just kidding. How'd you get in this business?
That's an interesting story. I had a side business when I was living in Fort Worth. I got into golf and then was poor at the time. Learned how to regrip, how to kind of rebuild golf clubs, and I lived next door to a guy that was basically he shagged bags for Ben Hogan. So I became friendly with the guys in the Ben Hogan company, and while I had my business, and then just popped off one night and to the guy that was actually running the tour side of the Hogan Company, and said, if you ever want somebody to run your tour, I guess, van or building golf clubs for tour players, give me a call. Well, 6 months later, he gave me a call. And then I'm like, damn, what do I do now? So that's basically how I got into it. I was in Fort Worth. I had a contract with the city of Fort Worth. I did Colonial, Mira Vista, Shady Oak, some of the upper end country clubs in Fort Worth. I did all their repair business. And so, doing it for the common golfer is one thing, but then doing it for these guys on tour is just a little bit different. But my ego was such that I wanted to know if I was good enough to do it for the best players in the world.
Good for you.
Nice.
Was there a lot of were you nervous, basically?
So that's a great story. My very first tour event was the U.S. Open at Bethpage on Long Island. So the guy that hired me from the Hogan Company, he and I flew up to Long Island, I guess in New York, and then drove over Long Island. I basically took over the tour van that day, that Monday. So the first person to walk on the van was Hal Sutton. Keep in mind, I was still a fan of golf at this point. I was not by any means involved in the tour, and shouldn't have even been there, to be honest with you. But so Mr. Sutton walks in, and it was Mr. Sutton at the time. He walks in and he said, I need a new set of golf clubs to play this week. So now my heart rate goes to 180. I start sweating, and I'm like, yes, sir, Mr. Sutton, I'll be happy to build you a set of golf clubs. So I built this set of golf clubs. I checked it 10 times, the whole thing. So noon, he comes out to the driving range. He said, hey, let me hit these clubs. I said, sure. So I take them out to him, hand him a 7-iron, and he hits a shank. I mean, he hits a 30-yard right shot with the very first shot.
Wow.
So now I'm starting to really panic. Second shot he hits, and it's 50 yards right. And he just kind of looks back at me, and I'm like, Mr. Sutton, I'm sorry. I said, let me have this. I said, let me go double check it. I've checked it 10 times. I will check it again. So I go back, I check it, I come back. I was like, Mr. Sutton, everything is according to what the set that you gave me. I just duplicated the set you gave me with fresh clubs. He goes, let me have that 7-iron again. And he hits 2 or 3, just straight down the middle, stripes them, and then just looks back at me and grins. So that was kind of my initiation to the PGA Tour. I was back there wanting to cry at the time. I thought I was going to
And
cry.
he's over there messing
And
with
he's
you.
and he's messing with me the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to say, "What's your welcome to the PGA?" And
Yeah, that was it. That was
That
it.
was it. I mean,
I wanted
he
to
really
cry.
messed with you.
Yes, I wanted to cry
Anyone
like
witness
no other.
this? Did anyone else witness this?
Oh yes, so yeah. When Hal Sutton hits a shank, everybody looks up. So, and since then, Hal and I have become great friends, and I've learned a lot from him, and so. But at the time, I didn't think much of him that day.
Did he grin at you after he hit straight down the?
He got that little smirk on his face, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Well, let me try one more," and he hit one that was just perfect. And I just threw the rest of them down, and walked off. I was so mad.
So shit. I mean, he made you. He allowed you to take those clubs and go back to the van and shake them again. He
Oh,
went that
absolutely.
far.
It was a full-on goat knuckle to be.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Thank you. He's the first guest to ever say goat knuckle, I believe.
I know.
I've tried to
No,
I've
go
tried
ahead.
to explain to people what a goat knuckle was, and I just tried to tell them, hey, when we were growing up, you cut somebody down, it was, a goat, and then we started using that little goat knuckle symbol and the whole deal. So I get where it came from.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way is if they know about the '70s show, they always say burn is the exact
Yes.
same thing.
It's
It's
exact same
100%
thing.
exactly.
By
Yeah,
the way,
and-
that was a great show.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
I'm gonna hate.
That's
I'm
the
gonna
best goat knuckle ever, Dean.
I'm
My
gonna
gosh.
bring
It was a
this
good
up.
one.
I'm gonna bring this up, Dean.
Oh boy.
I guess at the beginning you were a tour rep. I guess there's different because now you're a tour manager, correct?
Yes, my title is manager of player relations. or player performance is basically what it is. So when guys have trouble or girls have trouble or whomever in the Callaway family has trouble with their equipment, I go and see them and try to solve the problem. I fix their equipment or get them different equipment or something like that to fix what it is that they're concerned about.
Okay. That's cool.
Did you ever in a million years when we were back at school think this would be your career?
You know, it's funny, Lisa. I never even touched a golf club in Plainview, Texas. I never even, I went to school. Everybody played football in high school, and that was just kind of what you did. Steve George is the only person I knew that could do both, and he was the best golfer I'd ever seen in my life. And when he intended it to go one direction, it went that direction, which was awesome. So never once. I didn't start playing golf until my last year of college. So never in my life would I have this kind of picked me. I didn't pick it.
Wow. I mean, I started playing when I was on 25, and a friend of mine
Yeah,
saw
exactly.
me. He saw me because I was a baseball player, and I
Right.
played a lot of softball. I'm like, golf? I ain't gonna play golf. So I went out with him, and he sold me his set of irons. They were Wilson blades.
Mm-hmm.
Blades for an amateur who's never played. He sold them to me. I still have them. I still have the Wilson 880s, I think. Or is that the putter? But anyway, I still have them. I still have those blades. I don't know if they'd be worth anything, but yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Dean, I'm going to tell you about my initiation into golf. I mean, I putzed around when Ronnie played one summer for the Liberal BJs, which is a semi-pro league in Liberal, Kansas. We lived with a host family and right on the country club, and I didn't have anything to do. He was off playing baseball, traveling. And this young couple that I lived with loaned me two sets of golf clubs. And so I would play the front 9 right-handed and the back 9 left-handed. I never took lessons. I just played every day. And so, I got pretty good. Fast forward, I'm in San Francisco, and my brother-in-law, at this point I'm married to somebody else, and invites me they need a girl to play in a member guest in Oregon. And I said, I cannot do that. And he said, well, you have to, because I can't find anybody else, and you got to come up here and do this. So they come and ask me what my handicap is, and I looked at the man. I said, first of all, I don't know what a handicap is, and then second of all, what's the worst? Because that's what I am. So because I was the worst, I was the first person to tee off, and I've never trembled so hard in my life. And you could have heard a pin drop on the golf course, and all you hear is one person say, bless her heart.
That's awesome.
And it pissed me off. And I thought, you MFs, I'm going to show you. Man, I hit it just straight down the fairway. I carried the team. I'd never played in a tournament. I'd never done anything like that before. Anyway, I was a nervous wreck.
If you can play right-handed and left-handed, you can play the game. 100%.
She's ambidextrous. She is.
That's crazy.
Well, I think once you're an athlete, you can, if you have good hand-eye coordination and muscle coordination and proprioception, you can get it. I just didn't have the training, right? Nobody ever
That makes
taught
sense,
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes an extraordinarily long, and I mean, it's very time consuming. Very time consuming. I mean, to get very good at it, you have to play and practice a lot, probably too much. It's the hardest
Probably
game
too.
I've ever played. By
Oh,
far.
absolutely. It is. I told my buddy, like, it's an easy game. I bet. No.
No.
It's difficult.
It's
So
so
going back to
mental.
your, going back to when you started, did you quit your job yet, or was this kind of like they're gonna see if you're gonna work out? Or, I mean, were you hired or no?
I did not have a plan B. I did not have a plan B. I went out there and did this completely blind. I didn't know if I was good enough to do it. I didn't know any of it. And this will be my 26th year on tour, and I learn something new every day.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun.
What's the
That's cool.
hardest part about your job? Like, what are the biggest challenges that you face in this career?
Um, Obviously equipment's a big part of it. So I'm a liaison between professional tours and our R&D department. So explaining what our players need to our R&D guys, which are all very, very smart people. And so for them to be able to speak the way I speak or the redneck that I speak, hey, some things are samey, some things aren't. I just need a skosh more. I need a skosh less. They're doing a very great job of interpreting what it is that I communicate. But probably the hardest part of my job is just the different personalities, just dealing with different players, understanding what players need this, what players don't need that information. Some players want to know everything. They want to know how it was built. They want to know everything about it, CG locations, all this other stuff. And some players just like, hand it to me. If I hit it good, I'll hit it good. So
Are you
just
doing
learning
this
the different personalities.
Are you doing this at the tournament, or are you doing this before the
So
tournaments?
so we generally our tour van will set up on Sunday and we work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have to leave by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on Wednesday to get to the next event. Our tour van does. So a lot of it is done during those 3 days on site because they change equipment depending on course conditions a lot of times. But at the same time, I spend a lot of time with these guys and girls in the off season, at their homes and things like that. So some players are willing to do some work during the week, and some players are like, "I'm here to play a tournament. I don't want to, I don't want to deal with anything," and so you just kind of have to learn the nuances of each personality and what the player desires.
Well, I
Can
mean,
you
at the
share?
end of the day, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. It's
I
a
was going to say, can you share a couple?
surface job.
Can you share a couple stories that, besides that first one, any other time where you're sweating, because it's like in the middle of the, well, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's several instances of a player that, a lot of a lot of the veteran players will travel on Monday, so they don't even get there until Tuesday morning. And so if they have a meltdown on Tuesday with something that's not working for the swing that they're making, then yes, we tend to scramble during those days. All day Tuesday, we may end up working with one player. I may end up working with one player all day Tuesday to get them a piece of equipment that they can play with for that tournament. And like I said, it changes from tournament to tournament. And when you go from the West Coast to the East Coast, it's completely different conditions, and so we end up having to scramble at times. But I mean, there's numerous occasions that you're just like, I'm doing everything I can do, and sometimes you just have your fingers crossed that it works for the week.
Somebody
Cool.
has asked a question. Dean says he got started. So this is Nick Rafael.
so so Nick actually was the one that dropped me off at Bethpage.
Okay. Can
Ah,
Dean elaborate on what qualities that guy may have seen in him?
No, so Nick actually he hired me at Hogan, and then in 2004 or 5, right in that area, so Callaway bought Hogan, and then I went and started when that happened. A company called Strixon hired me to be their tour manager. So I went and worked for the Japanese for 8 or 9 years. And then Nick got the job at Callaway. So Nick became the vice president of tour operations at Callaway. And so he rehired me at Callaway. So he's to blame for where I am right now.
cool.
Okay.
Nice.
I
Well,
figured
hey,
that
I've
was
got
an
a
insider
surprise.
question.
Well, hold on. I was going to say surprise. Coach, can you hear us? I got Coach Billingsley supposed to be on. Coach, hello. There he is. Hey,
Hear me?
so
Coach Bill.
okay, you're on, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, he
I hear
posted.
you. You can't hear me?
We
Yes,
can hear
sir.
you.
He posted on Steve George that he hadn't seen you since the day you graduated. I'm like, well, let's fix that, Coach. So Here you
That's
are.
probably right. That's probably right. And trust me, Coach Bill, what y'all taught us in high school has served me well throughout my
Well, that's
life.
good.
I promise you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we taught you something to help you out in everyday life. That's what we try to do with young people.
Y'all did a damn good job of it, by the way.
Well,
And,
you know,
go ahead,
I
sir.
guess I'm about the only one still alive out of that coaching staff that had with you. The rest of them have all gone to the way of the wild goose, I guess. I don't know too many of them still living.
But you know what? That
you're
doesn't
doing something
surprise me.
right.
It does not surprise me.
Hey, Coach, can you move your phone or your computer a little so we can the other that way you can put. There you go. There's
There
that
you go.
handsome
Now
face. That's
we
a handsome
see.
face.
Okay.
So, Dean, can you share a story about Coach Bill? If you can remember way back then, back in 82, 81. Well, you were a freshman, right? On the varsity.
I played varsity as a sophomore,
Sophomore. Okay.
and
Okay.
probably the thing I remember most about Coach Bill was it didn't matter if it was 30 degrees or if it was 130 degrees. The energy was the same. He
still
he
is.
brought it. He brought it every day.
Yeah, I hear he still is. I would understand reading an article when he
That
was on
doesn't
our show.
surprise me.
He still shows up to the field house at what 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, Coach.
Well, now they got a sensor. You can't get up until about 5.
It does not surprise me.
Oh,
That's cute, Coach Bill. Oh my gosh.
Coach Bill, I mean, he would, if you caught a pass and were going to the end zone or whatever, he'd be right beside you yelling at you the whole way. You ain't running fast enough or you're not doing enough or whatever. He had the most energy of all the coaches. I mean, it was awesome to see.
We all saw him running down the field on the sidelines.
absolutely.
I remember
Yelling.
Coach Sherwood just look over at him. I mean, Coach Bill's running up and down the sidelines, yelling, screaming, hollering. And I mean, there was never a lack of energy.
And if I recall, Coach, and correct me if I'm wrong, did you chew back then, or Deb?
Every once in a while.
I can tell you, after a conversation with Coach Bill, you had as much on you as he did on him.
Coach Bill, I have a question for you. What have you done health-wise to stick around this long? Do you exercise every day? Like, how do you keep yourself healthy?
I do a lot of walking and do some different exercise up to field house.
Okay. Are
Hell,
you
that
still
boy-
are you lifting weights? Are you lifting any weights?
No, I don't lift any weights. I do some other things. I do a lot of stretching and lifting and trying to
Plus,
get
he
better.
probably goes. He goes to old Mexico to eat breakfast almost every day, or at least on Saturday or Fridays or Saturdays. If I got what Johnny Hill told me.
Yeah, every Saturday we eat lunch together or breakfast together. Him and another coach. We go every Saturday morning. We didn't go this last week before last because of the snow and the cold weather. We didn't get out. 3 days I didn't get out of the house. That was the first.
I can't imagine you being closed up in that house for that long. I bet the carpet's worn out.
Do you make pancakes all the time, just like when you feed the football players back then?
No, we have something we did back there when Coach Sherwood was here. We cooked.
Those were,
we lost
by the
him.
way,
Always.
those were the worst pancakes
Pre-game.
ever.
Everybody says that, Dean. Everybody that we've had
Those
on
were-
says that we're awful.
There's a reason we had to go to the field house and take a nap before the game just to get over those pancakes.
I know we talked to several people who have been on the show that said they threw up every week before the game from those pancakes. Did you ever throw up?
The coaches blamed it on us being nervous, is what happened. But it was because of the pancakes that we had to eat. It was the reason everybody throwing up.
Oh,
Oof. Well,
like a
hey,
lump
Coach.
of dough in your stomach.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, thank you for coming on and saying hello to Dean, and we wish you the best of health. I don't know if you can hear us.
I don't know if he can hear us either, but it's great to
Yeah.
see Coach.
Yes, Coach. You take
like I
care,
said,
Coach. I'm gonna.
I
All
hadn't
right.
seen him in forever, and I think the world of him.
Cool.
Flo thought it would be a fun surprise for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what? Before I forget, well, first of all, Nick said Dean is the best rep, manager, and person on PGA tours. Multiple exclamations, second to none.
So how much did you
Well,
pay him?
he's awfully nice, but he also has to say that because he hired me and he had skin in the game too.
That's right. Well, earlier when you were talking, when I asked you what's the most challenging thing, you know, you said really dealing with people, but you know, I've known you since first grade, and you've always been a kind and mild mannered human, and you know, I think that people relations is probably right up your alley. You know.
Well, thank you for saying that. Those are kind words. I mean, I don't know. I was raised by great parents and grew up, you know, growing up in a small town helps that as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that, you know, because you know, if you think about it, basically our whole class, I mean, we started in what, fifth grade together. So, I mean, you know, it was a family thing. It wasn't, I mean, so it's easy to be nice and kind to people that you care about and love and stuff like that. So, I mean, I really, there's no reason why I am where I am today, but I can promise you growing up in a small town has helped me tremendously.
Well, Dan Keffer, he made a comment on on your promo. He said he lived right behind you. He graduated in '72, so he was a little older than us. But Dan, you remember the name Dan Keffer or Keffer?
I do.
K-E-F-F-E?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted
Yeah.
to mention since you brought the kids. Well, hey, Coach Bill's back. Let's say goodbye. All right, Coach. So I appreciate you coming on. If you wanted to say one more last thing to Mr. Teykl, go
Okay.
ahead.
Take care of yourself. It's good talking to you. Good to see
Coach,
y'all.
thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. And it's great to see you. And, you know, hopefully I'll get back to Plainview and I may even try to get up with the field house. It will not be at 5 o'clock. It'll probably be closer to 10, but I'd be happy to hug your neck and thank you for everything you've done for me.
Well, you won't be able to recognize the field house. It's changed so much.
Well,
It's a lot
I guess that's with everything else.
like y'all take care. Good talking to y'all.
Yes,
Y'all-
thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Coach.
Bye, Coach.
Great to see you. That's awesome, man. Thank y'all for doing that.
Oh, you're very
Yeah,
welcome. You're very
he's-
welcome.
He's such a sweetheart. We loved having him
Yeah.
on our show for an interview, and you know, he was tough as nails, but he really touched a lot of young men's lives.
And he still
mean,
does.
And he still does. I mean,
yeah.
he's leaving behind an incredible legacy. I got really choked up when we had him on our show.
Yeah, I can believe that. Like I said, he was like the ever ready bunny, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
he was perpetual motion and he wouldn't let you loaf. He wouldn't let you slack off a single time.
I-
And I mean, like I said, and I mean it sincerely, is what he gave me in life.
It's cool, team. It's
yeah,
all right, brother.
absolutely.
It-
That's
it-
wonderful.
It's helped a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Man, don't start that. You're going to get me crying.
Same here. I'm a big old sap and everything. Of course, he
Let's
probably
do-
had all the. I'm going to make y'all laugh. He
let's
probably
take
had
a
all that
drink.
energy, all that
Yeah, let's take a
energy
drink.
from all the nicotine he had in his system.
Oh, well, funny thing, funny when you're working out and you're bench pressing, you better not struggle because he would stick his head between the bar and your head and yell, push, and there comes all that tobacco.
Yeah, you were afraid to get dripped on, right? So you just started pushing
Exactly.
harder, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that was cool. So going back to the PGA,
Mm-hmm.
how was I assume you've been to the major badass courses.
I've been blessed. Yes.
Yeah, bless. So you've checked probably everyone off your bucket list because of your job, but what are the top 2 or 3 that's just you were just like standing there and going here like Lisa mentioned earlier, I'm just this young country Plainview boy, and look where I'm gonna say fucking standing.
Yeah, it's there's I get that question several places of what's your favorite place to go. I've been fortunate enough over the time to make friends wherever it is that I've been, whether because you keep going to the same places year after year after year, and you meet some people that just kind of become your friends over time. So it's hard for me to just say this course is this course, just because of the people that surround the community and the places that you go. But I mean, obviously the Hawaii courses to start the year. My wife and I were blessed to be able to go for, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10 years in a row, just, going to Maui and then going to Honolulu and stuff like that. I mean, those are places that I would have never thought that I could have gone and done. And especially, I don't know, just on, you go to Hawaii on December 31st and you spend 10 days in Hawaii. That's not something that I would have ever thought that I could have done. But, and then you travel to Europe and Japan and Ireland and places, like that. There's so many people that I know that are affiliated with those golf courses. I mean, the old course obviously is phenomenal. Here in the States, I'm kind of partial to the Colonial, because I lived in Fort Worth for 20 something years or whatever. But it's because of the people as much as anything. Other golf courses, that you get to see. I mean, like a Bethpage Black, obviously, Torrey Pines, a Pebble Beach, you get to see these things and not only just see them, but actually be there when a big event's happening. It just, again, I look forward to, I haven't worked a day in my life in 26 years, to be honest with you. And so I am very blessed in that I get to go and do these things and work with the people that I work with and do what I love to do and continue to learn. And I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna have to get a job and I'm not sure what it's going to be.
How many times have you stood at a course, like Augusta or Torrey Pines or Pebble Beach or Scotland, and just stood there and thought, somebody pinch me. Is this real? This is really my life. Like, I'm getting to do this.
Every time I'm there.
Still.
Every time I'm there, because, you never know, next year you get to do this again. And so you try to take full advantage of the time you're there. And I don't know if next week my wife and I are going to Pebble Beach next week. And so I don't know, is that my last time to be able to walk around Pebble Beach and help players and do things like that. And so that's what really makes it special is when you go to an event like that and then you actually help a player do something, whether it's with their golf clubs or course management or whatever, and then you see them on television on Saturday and Sunday and they actually do well. That's just, that's the reward. That's
Right.
that's the gratification of what I do.
Well, we can ask Nick. He's watching. If you're going to be there next week or the week after.
Be careful asking Nick. He's not afraid to talk.
So I want to get a little behind the scenes.
Okay.
When I watch the stuff about Michael Jordan and a lot of the basketball players, they're always playing cards. They always mention the card games, the gambling. I mean, I'm not talking about the gambling, but did you guys do anything for fun when in the evenings? I mean, did y'all get a card game going?
So yeah, in the early days, it was different than it is now. It's changed, and people call it the Tiger effect or whatever. So, I mean, it used to be you went out with players, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, or whatever it was, and you go to dinner and you just go have fun and do things. And now the players, this younger set of players, I'll call them younger because I can, that it's all about golf. It's all about, the fitness, the nutrition and things like that. So things have evolved. Like Coach Billingsley said, you wouldn't recognize the field house. Well, from the tour in 2003, 4 or whatever was way different than the tour it is now. again, there's more responsibility on the players. They have more responsibilities with media, and then they got to go get their workout in. They got to get their nutritionist. They've got, commitments with some of their sponsors, things like that. It wasn't always like that. I mean, it used to be these guys were really good at golf, and they didn't really have to do much to be that good at golf. And so there was a lot more free time.
Yeah, think about the '70s players. They were out of shape.
Oh,
They weren't
I
thin.
mean,
They
I mean
weren't
that
thin back then.
right. I mean, it was like, hey, we go play a practice round, we go to the bar, we have a couple of beers, have dinner, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And that really
smoking.
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen as much anymore.
Well, the technology has evolved, the science has evolved in
Mhm.
terms of biomechanics and human mechanics, and you know, like you said, there's more emphasis in nutrition and fitness and training the mind, and it's become a bigger business that
Oh,
is
it
more encompassing than back when we were growing up, or even
yes,
earlier
and
than that.
they're playing for millions and millions of dollars, and they're the CEO of their company, and
That's
so
true.
they are they are very tuned into that. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw last week's broadcast or 2 weeks ago maybe at the Amex where Blades Brown. He is one of our young players. He's 18 years old and he's playing in the final group with Scotty Scheffler. And at 18, he's more mature than I am at 60.
Is
And
this
that's
the
the
guy?
truth.
Is this him? No.
No,
Okay.
that's
I'm
that's
sorry.
my brother. That's my brother from another mother.
Okay.
That
That's
is Mike Sposa. He is he played on tour in the Corn Ferry Tour for 12, 18 years, and we hired him. Callaway hired him. He was actually quit playing, became a shaft rep, and uh, and then we hired him as a rep. And now Mike actually runs our what we call Callaway Next, which is our junior program. And so he starts contacting kids while they're you know 14, 15 years old, and
damn.
and starts putting them in our product, and he has done an awesome job. He is over Callaway, basically Callaway Next worldwide, and so our junior program has taken off because of Mike. He was a Walker Cupper. He just got inducted to the Tennessee uh, Sports Hall of Fame. I mean, he was one hell of an amateur and professional golfer.
Cool.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Well,
he is, but he is my brother from another mother. He and I are tied at the hip.
let me show a couple more photos that I found
Oh
on the
boy.
internet. So,
I don't I'm that is actually I believe at Riviera. So Roger Cleveland and I, the guy to my right, he is we're working with Christian Bazindahoot, one of our South African golfers at the time. He has gone on to PXG from now, but we're working on wedges and wedge grinds with him at that point.
cool. Look at that
Wow, I can't believe
grass.
you came up with that picture.
Hey, the internet.
Hey,
I'm gonna show you one
it kind of
more.
scares me. It kind of scares me what's coming.
Well, this one I think when you first started, the beginning. So,
That's Brian Davis. Yes, Brian Davis. That's when
yeah.
I was with Strixon, and actually I'm doing a loft and lie on his irons right there. But Brian was a phenomenal player, still is. He plays on the Champions Tour now. But yeah, he was one of the first ones on our staff at Strixon.
Well, sorry, Nick, for that image. My bad.
No,
Uh,
Nick gets it. Nick had already actually moved on, and he went to work for Hal Sutton for a couple of years, so he gets it.
yeah. Okay. Well, Lisa.
Okay, well, so I asked you what was the most challenging part of your job. What is the most, besides seeing a player that you've worked with do well, like what else? What else is gratifying about your job, or fun or gratifying, or
I
fulfilling?
think I think the most fulfilling part of my job is I learn something new every day,
So
and
so it never
I,
gets mundane or
I mean,
boring.
how's that?
no,
How do you learn something?
and
I mean,
well,
how do you
I
explain that?
was I was blessed to be more or less taught by one of the last guys that actually built clubs for Ben Hogan. His name was Ronnie McGraw. And he passed a couple of years ago. He probably has forgotten more about golf clubs and stuff like that than I'll ever know. There was never a question that I could ask him that he didn't have the answer to. And he taught me an old school way of doing golf clubs that isn't, I guess, as popular today or whatever. But so he taught me ways to build golf clubs that I can do some things with golf clubs some of the newer guys can't do because it was an old school. So whether it's bending offset or onset or stuff, doing things to golf clubs, he taught me that, whether it be grinding golf clubs, grinding wedges, changing bounces, changing the way a club plays. He taught me more than, I don't know. I'm not doing a very good job of passing that on, and I probably should do a better job of that. But what he taught me was invaluable and kind of helped me get to where I am right now.
That's wonderful.
Nice. What about the like the food? I bet you go to plenty of nice, great restaurants.
Dude, I mean, we're spoiled. I mean, you take a player to dinner, we go to the best of the best. And so, yes, 100%. We're spoiled. I'm sure my boss, if he sees this, probably is not going to appreciate it. But I mean, it's we eat very well in those situations. Now, there's times that we also eat McDonald's, but for the most part, we are very well taken care of. Yeah, I mean, you start eating at some of the top steakhouses across the nation, it kind of come home, you cook a steak, you kind of feel like, man, that's not very good.
You've been gypped.
Yeah, exactly.
I would imagine your palate has expanded significantly since your time in Plainview.
Yeah, and that's the cool part about what I get to do is I get to travel and I get to experience different cultures and just different countries and things like that. So some better than others, but at the same time, I mean, it's all an experience and it's something new. So it's I've been very blessed in that area.
I always tell people there's no better education than traveling.
It's hard to explain that to people that don't travel,
Mm-hmm.
but once you do start traveling, you understand. It's going to sound weird. You kind of understand other people more easily than you do if you're just in your own little world.
Yeah.
That's true.
To me, when you travel, the planet shrinks. You realize how small and how
Yes.
interconnected we all are. And at the end of the day, we're all really very much the same.
Right. And I can make friends. I've made friends across this nation and across the world that when I tour comes to town or whatever, if I'm in town, I have their phone number. I can pick up the phone and call them, and it's like we never quit being friends, right? I mean, it's one of those deals. The connection with people that I've had around the world has just been awesome.
Well, tell us some of the wildest meals you've had in other countries.
Other countries, we could probably start with Japan. So when I worked for Strixon, I was going to Japan 6 or 7 times a year, and several times you just like the Japanese tour guys over there would just take me. You'd walk down this dark alley, and you're like, okay, what's going on here? Am I about to be mugged or what happens? And you open a back gate and you move the laundry hanging on the line out of the way, and you sit down at this table in Mama San's backyard, and it's the most phenomenal meal that you'll ever have. You don't know what you're having, and you don't ask, but at the same time, it is phenomenal. So I'm not going to admit to what I've eaten and not eaten, but I can tell you, it's experiences like that are phenomenal. I mean, there was a time in LA when I worked for Strixon that we walked down an alley and knocked on this. I mean, it was like a secret knock. It wasn't like just knock on the door. It was like a secret knock on the door. and you went in this back room, and there was this huge kitchen, but the front of the place was like a storefront for something. I don't even remember what it was, but you just sat down at this little table, and I mean, the food they brought out and the beer and the shochu and stuff like that, it was just unbelievable. And you're like, is this even really happening? And
Wow.
it wasn't a place you could go, and you can't just be a person off the street and go in there and eat. This was something that they set up, that they knew the person, and they cooked for us. And it was, it's times like that you're like, is this even really real?
Wow. I'm a big foodie, so things like that really just turn me on. I'm like, "Ah."
What are some of the good bourbons you drank or spirits?
So my wife set up, um, I've had a lot, by the way, and I still do, but my wife, for my 60th birthday, she set up the Bourbon Trail in Louisville, Kentucky. So we had 20, 22 people, 23 people, and she arranged party buses and everything every day. So we did 3 distilleries a day, and so that's
Wow.
probably one of the highlights of that part of it. That, I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. So I learned a lot about bourbons and whiskeys and things like that, and I learned that, because it's $150 doesn't mean it's any better than $30. You just kind of have to learn what it is that you like, and once you learn that, then you kind of just start migrating to what you like, and you're willing to try different things as well. But I mean, obviously, the Buffalo Trace, the Blantons, that type of stuff was a phenomenal experience. We went to one little barn out in the pasture, and literally in the middle of a pasture, called Whiskey Thief, that they make phenomenal whiskey, but it's just you can't buy it. They just can't make enough of it. But it's on. She set that up as just kind of a wild card of, hey, let's go. Let's go experience this. And seriously, you just walk into the guy's barn, and he just got a big whiskey still up there, and you could tap your own bottle and put a label on your own bottle and that type of stuff. And so that was really cool.
I'm pretty sure it's pricey. If it's, I bet it
It gets a
is,
little
man.
out there.
I
I
can
bet it
imagine.
is.
I want to do the same thing, Dean, but I want to go to Scotland and go on a
Yeah.
Scotch tour.
Yes,
Yes.
that will be
Yes.
I mean,
freaking awesome.
that's on my bucket list. Single
They
malt, neat. Yes.
they know how to drink it.
Yes, they
And
do.
when I got there, I didn't know how to drink it. So we just go up to the bar and we order a scotch or whatever, and they would put this little silver tin cup next to you that had just cold water in it. I'm like, I don't need a water chaser. I'm just going to drink this like the way it is. And I started watching the old men at the bar, and they would take that little cup and they just put 2 or 3 drops of water into
Yep.
the scotch, and it would open it up. And I mean, it makes it taste 1000% different than if you just drink it, like we drink it, right?
Right.
And so, you know, those little things like that you don't think about, but again, I try to learn something every day, and I learned that if you're going to drink a proper scotch, you don't you don't put it on ice or anything. You just put a little couple of drops of water in it, and it opens it up, and that's where the flavor comes from. So,
Yep.
you know, I would have never known that had I not been there.
That's interesting. Yeah, because
Good
I love
Yeah,
scotch is
scotch. I love scotch.
good scotch is like nectar of the gods.
and I
Yes, it
love it.
is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Hey, so going back to the tour, is it Monday or Tuesday when they do the tour? The tour am, is that what it's called?
The
The
pro am is
celeb
on
pro-ams,
Wednesday,
the pro-ams, yes.
right? Yeah, yeah. The pro
But you're
am's on
gone by
Wednesday.
then, aren't you?
No, we usually, I mean, we're there half a day, but if a player's struggling or something, we may go walk with them during the pro am just to
So,
verify that the corrections that we made were the right ones.
well, two-part question. One, celebrities. I assume
Uh
you
huh.
met several.
I
And
have.
number two, have they any of them say, "Can you fix my clubs?"
Well, all of them need fixing.
Adjusting,
But
yes.
I mean, understand that I'm coming from a perfectionist point of view. OCD. Yes, could I help them with their golf clubs? Probably, but at the same time, it's so much different working with a tour player than it is an amateur player, because a tour player is almost a robot. I mean, they repeat that swing time after time after time, and that's our job, is to make a golf club that performs with that golf swing. And us as amateurs don't have as much time, or just not gifted enough to be able to do that. Those golf clubs are harder to adjust. Do you adjust it for the swing they're making, or do you adjust it for the swing they should make? So, we call it a compensation fit, or, you know what, I'm not going to work that hard at it. So just give me a golf club that makes what I do better.
So who
So,
have you met celebrity wise?
wow. I mean, I guess Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, those guys, Tiger Woods, I guess those aren't really celebrities, they're more golfers. But we had Justin Timberlake on our staff for a while. Our celebrity staff, we had Steph Curry on our staff. I believe, there's right now, and I'm sorry, that's going way back, but now we have more influencers that we deal with than we do probably celebrities. So, with a good, that type of stuff, we deal with those guys. Roger Steele, we have him on our staff. I'm sure I'm leaving out several big names, but we have several celebrity type people come through our test center or our performance center monthly. And so I don't always get to work with them, or I don't always work with them, but they're a big part of our business, because they do influence not only social media wise, but they influence the people the places they play, the country clubs and stuff that they play.
Are they nice?
So that's a big business.
Have they been nice, most of them?
I haven't ran across any, because keep in mind, we're their mechanic. Their car's broken, and so they're going to be nice to the guy fixing the car.
Right.
So, so I haven't really came across anybody that was rude, or somebody that I just like. I don't need to work with that person anymore.
What's the funniest thing that's happened to you on any tour in your job?
That's a great question. The funniest thing?
Yeah.
I've had some tragic things. I don't know if
I don't know. No, like, were you walking the course with somebody in a pro-am and tripped and fell, face planted, or, did you sit on something and somebody thought you'd soiled your pants, or?
Not yet.
I'm making shit up. So.
I don't appreciate you putting that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I haven't had that yet. It's fun to be kind of, I won't say we're part of the show, but involved in the show. So the interaction between players and caddies and things like that, I always enjoy that. But as far as funniest, that's a great question. At least I've never been asked that. So I'm sure they're out there, and I'm sure somebody will remind me of them. But
someone just did.
Here we go. Oh, that's so Callaway got involved with the Wounded Warriors, and a very good friend of mine at the time, he was at the PGA Tour. His name's Steve Kupcha. He's an ex-Navy SEAL, awesome guy, and he got us involved in the Wounded Warriors. So each event, we would, on Wednesday, we'd set up a little station on the end, and we would set up these guys that have gone and fought for our nation. And there's times they've, lost arms, legs, whatever it happens. The tour would set 2 or 3 guys, they'd vet them out, and then they'd set 2 or 3 guys out to us, and we would actually fit them on site for new golf clubs and stuff like that. So one of the coolest things was I got to work with a guy named Leroy Petrie, which is a Medal of Honor winner. While he was in combat, the enemy threw a grenade over into a courtyard where him and 5 of his buddies were there, and he picked up the grenade and go and throw it back over the wall. And while he had it in his hand, it blew his hand off. And so we were in San Antonio, the Texas Open, And San Antonio is a huge area for, they do prosthetics for a lot of our wounded guys that have fought for our country. And so they had made him, so he loved to golf and he loved to fish. So he made him a golfing hand and a fishing hand. So he could fish and golf with his kids and stuff like that. And so um, we had him out there and we were fitting him for golf clubs, and he kept complaining about the prosthetic hand that they made for him, kept biting into his arm on the top, and it's all carbon fiber. I'm sure it's like a $25,000 hand or something like that. And so I just took it into the tour van and started grinding on it until until it started working for him. So that's one of the coolest memories that I have. Because these guys, they go out and they put their life on the line for us to live our daily lives, and if this little small effort of whatever we can do for them, getting them golf clubs or whatever, if it helps them, it's not enough, but it's what we can do.
Yeah.
But that was one of my greatest memories of, as far as the Wounded Warrior Project was hey, helping Leroy hit golf clubs.
Nice.
What a wonderful story, Dean.
It
And
is.
That's
now we're going to give you the moniker of the MacGyver of golf clubs.
Well, I have the nickname of the outside dog because
Okay.
I'm not a very good lap dog and I'm not very good at being on the couch, but I'm pretty good at being in the backyard.
So let's go a little back. Let's go a little high school.
Oh
You're
boy.
what, 6'3", 6'4"?
I was probably 6'3" in high school. Yeah, 6'3",
Yeah.
about 210.
And you drove a Fiat, probably the smallest vehicle.
I did.
And
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, why would someone 6+?
So my mother saw this little silver Fiat sitting down there. I believe it was at McGavick at the time. And it was a Fiat X19. And she, growing up, always wanted a little sports car convertible. So she talked me into, this is the coolest thing ever. And it was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty cool. Not so cool in Plainview, but it was cool. It was cool. So yes, I did. I drove a Fiat X19 probably a year and a half in high school. I think I blew it up, to be honest with
I
you.
loved that car. I wanted that car.
I did not fit in it very well.
You
When I
know,
took the top off, I think I looked like that little dog that always had his head out of the sunroof.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I looked.
there was a guy that played softball with us. He was 6'3" in Lubbock, and he was like 280. Big guy. He bought him an ARC-7. And every time I rode with him, he'd have to ride like this.
Yes,
And
that's
his
kind of
head would hit the
Yeah.
bottom of the convertible, and like, dude, why'd you buy this car?
that's probably where I learned the console lean. I just lean over on the console now, and just try to get smaller.
So let me show you another photo. A little
I don't know if
pointy
I'm ready for
photo.
this.
No, this one does not have you in it. This is from our
Okay, good.
40th reunion. So we had 3 groups that teed off. On the left, that's Peter, Randy, Mickey,
Man, that's
Oscar,
great.
Oscar, Garcia, and of course you got Russ, B, Mo, Myron. And to the right, you got Bob and Broussard, Weeks, Adair, and Bockham, and Adair's wife and Bockham's wife. Well, this is Saturday morning after Friday night, and a lot of these guys, of course, sit at a plate, just drinking
Sure.
water.
Sure.
Well, anyway, Mickey and his group teed off first. To make a long story short, no one, including Mickey, got off the tee. No one ran it up the leg, hooked it, cut it, whatever. I mean, no one got off. So I was a little hungover. I was in shorts and flip flops, and Broussard hit the last shot. I said, "Let me have your driver." Weeks threw me a ball, and you can ask any of these guys. Teed it up, I popped it, hit it, I nutted it right down the middle, and I just rolled my little tiger swing. I'm like, "Here you go, Scott. You guys can hit that one."
If I remember right, I think Mickey was a pretty good golfer too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a high school golfer. Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on the golf team.
but he
That's
he
what
couldn't get
yeah,
off
I thought I
either.
remember that.
No one got off the first tee, and they even hit a mulligan.
Well, I've been back and played. It used to be called I don't know what it's called now. I mean, it's called Jack Williams now, or it was called Jack Williams. Now it's
I think it
called,
still is.
yeah. And I've been back several times and played and seen a lot of people, like Brent. And I don't know if Jeff's ever been back to play, but like Mayberry and you saw Neil and those guys, it awesome, awesome to go back and be able to do that because I mean, we just never went out to the country club.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went out there, you were a guest for somebody and you went to go swim. That's just what we
Yeah.
did.
Yep, that's true.
So, any high school questions, Miss Lisa?
No, well, yes, I do, but I want to ask just one more question about what's been your most favorite place to travel that surprised you the most? Oh, so okay, favorite place and a place that surprised you the most in a good way.
Japan probably surprised me the most. Just didn't really know what to expect or whatever. And Japan is an awesome spot. Awesome spot. It's just the culture, the food, the congeniality of the people. It's just awesome. I mean, they're very respectful and I really love Japan and Japanese people in my travels. Probably my favorite spot would have to be Scotland. I mean, if it's just, if I get a chance to go to Scotland, I'll go. And it's just, I love the countryside. I love the landscaping. I love the buildings, the architecture. The people are very much like Texan people. They're very free spirited. So they're really good people to hang around.
If you learn that accent, you could pass for a Scot.
I could pass for a Scot, and they have adopted me as a Scot, but I'm on the redneck side of the Scotland side of things.
Do you always stay like at hotels, or do you ever shack up with like some of the golfers who maybe rent a home or something?
I've done both. Really, because of our work schedule and things, hotels are easier. Just because, when you're a guest in someone else's home, you kind of have to be respectful of their hours and their timing and things like that. So a lot of times, Monday through Wednesday, we don't have a time frame. We don't know when we're going to work or when we're getting off work. It's early and late generally.
Now
We get our 40 hours in 3 days, basically.
You fly now, right? You don't drive the van. I assume that was your earlier years. Now you
Right. That was the early
years.
years. Yeah, right. That was the early years. And now I fly everywhere I go. Yeah. In fact, I've got, I don't know, $3.3 million or 3 million miles on American Airlines.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh. Does the
So
travel
you know
get
what that
old?
gets you? You know what that gets you is 3.3 million miles. They don't care if you
Miles.
fly 100,000 miles. They don't care.
You don't get that
Um,
plaque like George Clooney got in that one
No,
movie?
I haven't. I
Or
haven't
the
gotten
plaque.
there yet.
Do you
Haven't
ever
gotten
get
there
tired
yet.
of traveling, Dean? Does it ever?
There's some places that we go that, aren't as much fun to go as others as far as just getting there. Going back to once you travel, your kind of horizons are open and your tolerance for people are open and things like that. But the longer I've done it, I've kind of noticed that it's getting to a point where put your thing in the overhead and sit your behind down in the seat, please. So
Yes.
yeah, and there's inconveniences, you miss flights, your delayed flights and things like that, but that's just kind of part of it too.
Hey, Dan,
And
I don't mean to
yep.
cut you off, but I got someone else. We got another surprise for you.
Oh boy. I
You
don't
ready
know if
for
it's
this
going to be
one?
good.
You ready for this one?
I'm a crier. Big Daddy.
Hey, brother. How you doing, man?
I am good. How are you?
I may be the best you've ever seen.
Man, I miss you daily.
I was sitting here. I thought, well, I ought to holler at him and see and say, man, I thank you for all the years of great friendship. It's been awesome.
Dude, this guy right here may be the best human in the world.
Mm.
Nah,
I
I'm a
thought
long way from that.
I thought Aubrey was because he handles your money.
Well, he's a necessity. No, I
Yeah.
love me some Don DeLosier, man. He took care of me from the day I landed at UTA till the day I left.
You know,
Mm.
here's the deal. I mean, I have a lot of love for Dean Teykl, but I do have a story that makes me wonder,
Be
how
careful.
much he truly loved it. Well, I've already said, you saw my post on your deal where the announcement was. I had some eyes that were about like that, like uh-oh. But I've got one that's relatively clean, Dean.
Those are
Please
few and far
share.
between.
Please share,
Well,
please.
I guess it was either my sophomore year or junior year in college. Dean and I and a couple other guys ran off and went to Steamboat Springs, Colorado for spring break,
Oh wow.
and had a great time up there, and just guys that I really respected and liked, and had a lot of fun with, and uh, we went out and did all sorts of things during the night. Some of them you can talk about, some of them you can't. uh, Snowed and played on the skis and all that fun stuff. Well, it got time to go home, and we headed to the Denver airport, and we getting there a little bit late. I don't remember why we were getting there a little bit late, but we were. And as we're going in, I tell the guys that are with us, I said, "Hey, y'all go get my place, check me in, and I'll take the car back." And so I take the rental car back, and we get in, and I get back over to the airport, and I go in, and there ain't nobody at the gate. Not any of my friends, not anybody else on that flight, nothing. The flight has gone. And Dean and the other guys that were there just loaded on the plane and got going and left me there. And I wound up having to buy another ticket on top of the one that I had and get down to Dallas on another flight. Well, I get down to Dallas and I thought, well, my guys, this was before cell phones. So I'm thinking, my guys, they'll be there waiting on me. It'll be good. I get to Dallas, go off the plane, look, and there ain't a soul at DFW Airport waiting on me. So Dean,
The
in
only
all this
the,
great love he has for me, he shoved me on that plane and left me there by myself because I went and took the rent car back.
the only
Pretty
reason
sorry.
that happened, the only reason that happened is because you were the only one that could go to Lone Wolf and make it. The rest of us were not smart enough to be able to make it.
Oh my gosh.
What
I
about
So
your
can
we
remember
all
walking
luggage?
out,
we
and then
all
I had to call
Don.
Bill Bloomer of all people, Dean, to
Oh
come
shit.
get me. That's who came and got me at the airport.
What about your
Bill was
luggage?
There wasn't any luggage anywhere. I wound up getting it like 3 weeks later. It was terrible.
Bill
It
was
was a whole.
always
Wow.
Bill was always the call when you needed an emergency because he'd come get you.
He's
But
about a half our dad. That's right.
we all stacked hands and knew if anybody could make it home by themselves, it'd be Don DeLosier. So that's the reason that happened the way it happened.
Yeah. I,
That's
And
funny.
I
I'm gonna
don't I
die
don't
on that
cuss a
hill.
whole lot. I don't
I'm
cuss
gonna
a
die
whole
on
lot,
that
but I
hill.
went out to that gate and they were gone. There wasn't no word that wasn't coming out of my mouth. I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
believe
will die on that hill.
it.
Don, it's in the past, and I was over here cussing in my head for you.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
exactly.
Like,
And
what
Yeah.
the
how about
hell?
the two airports? How about the two airports? The Denver airport, which is a busy son of a gun, and DFW when I got back there. It was awful.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Hey,
this is
It
like you
was, but
said,
the
this is
trip,
all
but
before cell phones. I mean, no cell
yeah,
phones at all.
exactly.
Because I knew you would have
which
been
Exactly. I'm
texting
on a
these
plane.
guys what you were saying.
Oh yeah,
which
no doubt.
thank
I'd been,
God they did not have cell phones.
And the
no
miracle of
kidding,
this
and
story.
nobody.
He would have done a selfie on his Facebook, Dean, and blah blah blah. Y'all,
Yeah. Oh no,
just would have
Yeah.
kept
thank
going
God
and
there
kept
wasn't cell
going.
phone.
It would have
And
got a
Well,
million views.
I'd
and
have
the
had him
world.
on Live 360 and known where he was, though. That's for
Yeah,
sure. They'd been going on that
exactly.
plane. I've been going, get your butt back off the plane.
The miracle of this story is that you remained friends.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, there's a whole lot of other things that came in between here and there, and that friendship never was questioned. Never questioned.
Well, let's go back to football real quick, guys. Hereford and Plainview.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Share a little
Go
battle,
hurt.
and yeah, you guys have any stories to share about each other during the game?
Really, we were in different years, so we didn't play against each other in junior high, but we did when we got to high school.
Correct.
And Dean was a kind of a lightweight tight end. He didn't have to stand there and block like the rest of us did. He got to go out and do other stuff. They kept doing that in college too. Something about he could run a little bit. I don't know. What do you think, Dean?
Well, I was always scared. It's easier to run fast
Yeah,
when you're scared.
he could run a little bit. They were timing me with a calendar on the 40-yard dash. So
Well, here's I guess Carson Teykl said it's Don DeLozier. Is that
Yep.
your son or?
That's my oldest daughter right there.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
yep.
Yeah. She's heard
Yep.
plenty of Don DeLozier stories.
And her mama too.
Well,
Gosh
you know, we
almighty.
would invite both of y'all and a couple other UTA guys to come on, and then let's really have some fun.
That'd be fun.
Oh my goodness gracious, that'd be scary, is what it'd be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna you're right.
Choose your
There's some
other
things that
two
shouldn't be told.
wisely. Yeah, I got to choose the other two
Yep.
wisely. So
Yeah, each one of you
Yep.
choose another guest from that time to come on this show with you guys.
Let's see, Dean. We could get Tom on there with you. So that was Dean's roommate most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
get Tom
they-
on there. You know, Andy
and
for you, right?
Andy or Chad, either one. Be
Yeah,
kind of scary.
Chad'd be a good one.
that
Yeah.
would be good. All right. I'll reach
Yeah.
out to both of y'all.
We need to get that hooked up, man. It'd be
We'll
fun.
get it done.
Yeah, it would be. Well, man, Dean, I just wanted to pop in here and say something. I've got some other things I've got to go do, but I appreciate you and I love you with all my heart, and I hope you really understand that. You've been a great friend
Dude.
forever.
Dude, you're my favorite for all time, brother. I love you.
I love you too, bub. Michael, thanks for having us. Thanks for letting me share with you.
You're welcome, sir. Good night and have a good evening.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Don.
I can promise you in high school I'd have never told that to another person from Hereford.
That you love them.
But again, you got a second guy that has your money. You got to love him a little bit.
Well, I love Aubrey. Aubrey's my boy.
Well, he had a couple of more quotes. He fights with American Airlines.
Yeah, so Taylor, that's my middle daughter. I've had a couple of dust ups with American Airlines a little bit. I've mellowed since then because I realized they don't care one way or the other, whether you're stranded or whatever. They try to tell you you're the reason that we fly, but I'm not the reason they fly. They just, you know, they got a business to run and they're going to do it the way they want to do it. And the only time I get a dust up is when I really need to be somewhere, whether it be home or whatever. I've had to drive home from San Diego, which is 17 and a half hours. I've had to drive home from Phoenix, which is another 12 hours. You know, you do whatever you got to do, but at the same time, yeah, I've had a couple of dust up with American Airlines a little bit.
What's his he fight on the Twitter?
Yeah, I got into a deal where I was, I guess it used to be called Twitter, you know, where you tweet a lot or whatever. And
Nah, it's X. Yeah.
I've invited a couple of airlines employees to meet me at the gate when I was a little hostile, which
No shit.
probably wasn't. Yeah, probably wasn't the best idea. Like I said, I've mellowed. I'm too old to fight anymore.
Dane, how many kids do you have?
So I have 3 girls. I have 3 girls and 2 granddaughters.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. You're a grandpa.
Yeah.
What do they
Yeah,
call you?
I can't. Papa D.
Papa D.
I
Yeah.
love that. What's the best thing about being a dad?
Girls are awesome. Sometimes the boys they bring home aren't so much, but the girls themselves are awesome. I mean, it's I don't know. I you know, just all of my girls were athletes growing up, and it was a very humbling and exciting time to be part of their lives. I don't know. It's you know, watching my granddaughters grow up now, it's a little different day and age, but I feel sorry for them a little bit that they didn't get to grow up when we did.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when we grew up was an awesome time. You know, you didn't have the focus on you, and you didn't have somebody with a camera around you all the time, and you could just kind of be you and do whatever. But um, all three girls have just been awesome. You know, they're just kids being kids a lot of times, and you just try to, hey, you're gonna make mistakes, and just make it to the point where, hey, it's not something that's going to change your life. And so, I love my girls, and I got a chick farm.
What's the best thing? What's the best thing about being a granddad? Because it's a unique thing to see your baby have a baby, right?
Yeah, I mean that was an enlightening experience. First off, I wasn't old enough to be a granddad. I didn't think I was old enough, but I just mentally or whatever, I didn't feel like I should be a granddad. But just watching my granddaughters and how they've grown up and just how they matured and what they've accomplished and things like that, it's awesome to see. And it's fun. We don't get to see them. They live in Mansfield. I live out here in Lubbock, so we don't get to see them near as much as we want to. We FaceTime with them from here and there, but just seeing how they are maturing into young women is just awesome.
That's cool.
So all girls,
yeah, it's like
all
cool.
girls, daughters and granddaughters.
Daughters and granddaughters. That's all I got.
Well, you have a Tia Harrison that said, "Hey, Dino."
Yeah, that's my middle daughter. So she cheered at Tech, and so now she's doing insurance here in Lubbock, and I think she has an office in Plainview. I think she does some insurance stuff in Plainview as well. So.
Oh, look who just wrote. Oh.
Elise, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you about her.
So did y'all ever really know Elise when we were in high school?
Yeah,
she was absolutely.
She was kind of always the quiet one, right? I mean, she just
not the Elise I knew. Just kidding.
She was
just kidding.
She was the better part of the Teykl family. She's the one that she was actually the golden child, to be honest with you. Yeah, she's a saint.
Wow. Well, let's get some dirt. Let's get a little dirt before we get off, Lisa, about high school. Let's show these daughters and the daughters.
We don't need dirt. Yeah. There's plenty of dirt.
I
don't know if I should show this one, but people are going to read it. People are going to read it anyway.
We did do that. We did.
You just rolled her down the stairs in the sleeping bag?
So we lived, we grew up in a 2-story house, and we convinced Elise that if she got in a sleeping bag, because it's padded, we could just push her down the stairs and it'd be like really cool. It'd be like kind of like a roller coaster ride, and she wouldn't get hurt. I'm sure she got hurt more than not. But the funny part about that story is we did it more than once. So she was willing more than once. Yeah, Jeremiah is my brother-in-law, so that's my wife's youngest brother. And Jeremiah, he actually served a couple of tours with the Marines, and Jeremiah is my hero too for doing that. I mean,
absolutely.
But yeah, Jeremiah, he kind of had the opposite thing that I had. He's got 2 or 3 boys, and now they finally just had a little girl. So he's going to get to experience the girl experience. So I feel sorry for the young man that she brings home.
Yeah. Well, why don't you share this? You told on Sunday we talked about licks, and you talked about the time when Mo and you got from Mr. McBee. Can you?
I don't remember why Mo and I were in Mr. McBee's office at the same time. I don't know what we had done, but I'm sure it was something bad. And he hit Mo so hard. Mo was hanging on to the arms of the chair. He hit him so hard, I promise you a contact fell out onto the chair. And I'm going up next. I mean, it was 3 licks. That's what you got. You got hit 3 times. And I saw him, and Mo was a big man in high school. I mean, he was one of the tougher guys that I'd ever met in my life. And Mo gets up a little misty eyed, and I'm thinking, can I opt out for D Hall? Can I like stay after school and do something besides get these licks? Because I'm not sure that I'm gonna cry like a baby because it's gonna hurt. And I'm telling you, I promise you, I think I saw his contact land on that chair.
So did
So
you get
when
the
is he?
licks?
You sure when his eyeball?
Well, it might as well have been, I think. Yeah, no, McB hit me next.
Oh my
And
gosh.
and then you have to go to class, right? Then you have to go to class after it and sit back down. And you don't know if you're sitting on a chair or not because everything from your legs down is numb. So again, I don't remember the incident. Mo may remember better than I do, but I remember being in there with Mo. And first off, if you're in the vice principal's office with Mo, it's not a good thing. But secondly, to watch him take the beating he took, and then you got to go. I should have gone first. If I'd have gone first, I'm not sure it'd have been as bad, but I knew it was going to be bad.
Were y'all part of that group of guys that came into school with the girls' leg warmers? Because I know everybody got. Wasn't it you and Mo and
No, it was a class of
Right.
'82 guys.
Oh, it was okay. I
Yeah, it
thought
was
it was.
Mosley, D-Berry.
I thought it was our guys.
I mean, they could have done it too, but the ones I remember, and then there's a photo in the annuals, 82 guys.
Okay, because they got sent to McBee as well.
Ooh, I'm sorry. That's all I got for you.
I'm like, so
Well,
what's your best memory of high school? Like,
Well,
something that
that's a
really
great
stands out.
question. You know, I guess as years go on, I guess high school kind of gets thrown into a big blob or a big ball of stuff. But I think it's just that we probably knew every person that we graduated with. You know, we graduated with what, 350 people? Is that fair?
Yeah, 320.
Some-
So 330,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And we had been going to school with them since 5th grade.
And
we
some
started-
since first grade.
Well, in some since 1st grade, 100%.
Yeah.
But, Plainview adopted this system where all the 5th graders went to one school, 6th grade went, and you just kind of rotated around. And so that's probably the coolest memory that I have is we got to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is going to sound cliche, but in our day and time, race wasn't a deal.
Mm.
We were just friends. It didn't matter where you came from or whatever, because you were in school together all the time together. And that's probably the coolest thing. And that's something I wish young kids could experience today without all the, outside influences and stuff like that. I just think that, that's the coolest part that I remember from high school is we were a pretty tight knit class, but I think every class that came through there was because of that system.
I agree.
Yeah, and we were the first class to start it.
Yes.
In
Yes,
5th grade. We were
100%.
the first class, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember 5th grade getting, having to go get on a bus. I was bused across town and then bused to a different school the next year, bused to, until we got to Estacado in 8th grade. That's the first time I got to be close to my house. Everything else, we were bused everywhere. And, some of that kind of created some of that camaraderie, some of that, we were just a tight knit group.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it expanded our friend group.
Yes, 100% it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can remember, being a freshman, being scared to death to go to high school with a bunch of people I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't.
That's true. That is
We
absolutely
didn't
true.
know. We didn't know the upperclassmen. Plainview's a small town, but we still, we knew who they were, but we didn't know them.
Unless you were one of our classmates' brother or sister.
Right.
Right,
you
exactly.
through them. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, well, Elise is asking about another.
Again, we grew up in a 2-story house, and we had the advantage at the time of being able to maybe sneak out at night, and not that there was a lot to do in Plainview at 12 o'clock at night, but at the same time, 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. But if you needed to sneak out, you could. So there was a TV antenna right outside of my bedroom window. So you could take the screen off and you could get on the TV antenna and shimmy down. The problem with shimmying down is you've got to figure out how to get back in.
Exactly.
That's important to know before you shimmy down.
Was at least a cool sister and let you in?
Yeah,
or was
I
she
mean,
shimmying down with you?
Yeah.
yes, both. But we also grew up in a town that nobody locked their doors.
No, that's true.
I mean,
Forgot
do y'all
about that,
remember your
yeah.
doors? Your door to your
Never.
house ever being locked?
Yeah.
Never.
I never had a house key.
No.
I mean, I
never.
didn't. I mean, if that door ever got locked, we may never be able to unlock it from the outside. I don't know. But I mean, so if you got out, I mean, if you were real quiet and the dog liked you, you could sneak back in sometimes. I'm sure my parents knew more times than not. But yeah, I mean, that was always a deal. Is if you snuck out at night, you kind of had to figure out a way to get back in. If you went down the antenna, myself. I was never strong enough or small enough to shimmy back up that antenna to get back in my window.
Didn't you screw up the antenna though by turning it a little bit or?
Nah, I always blame that on the wind. Come on, Michael.
Hey, so did you and Elise either snitch on each other or cover for each other or both?
Both.
Both.
I mean, when Elise was young, we'd get into a scuffle or whatever, and she'd go crying to mama. And so I knew I was in trouble. I was going to get a beating. And so I'd reach over and bite my own arm and put teeth marks in my arm. And then I'd go show mom, no, look, she bit me first. So I was that child.
Well, at
So
least hey, at least you're watching this. If you still are, you need to come on so Dean can, write some stuff.
I don't need her telling stories. I don't.
What year did your sister graduate? How much younger is she than us?
She was 2 years. So she
85?
was a
Sophomore.
freshman. She was a freshman when I think I was a senior. Yeah. So she
Okay.
graduated. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which that was a beat down for her. Us being seniors and her being a freshman, because we all kind of, when we got the advantage, we would pick on them a little bit.
Yeah, but when you have a big brother, because I had a big brother, people kind of leave you alone. They're only going to razz you a tiny bit. It's just the two of you, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
your brother wasn't 6'3".
Well,
No, he wasn't.
I mean, it was okay if I picked on Elise. It wasn't okay if other people picked on Elise.
Right. That's how my brother was.
That's brotherly love.
Hey, my brother was super protective of me, and I really loved him for it. But he picked on me all the time. He just
Well,
that's
let
what
everybody
big
else.
brothers are for.
Yeah, but you can hold. I mean, you were a tough little, SOB. You didn't put up with shit. I mean, you were a cheerleader and all, but that didn't matter.
Yeah, you swinging golf clubs both handed. I feel like you're okay.
I was a sweet girl in high school.
Yes, you were.
we got a
100%
couple
you
more
were.
minutes. I'm sorry, we got a couple more minutes left, but let's talk about Coach Sherwood. What did that man mean to you? And of course, all the other coaches too, but Mr. Sherwood, Coach Sherwood.
Going back to what I said to Coach Billingsley, I mean, he gave you things that you could take with you into life. And you don't realize it at the time, but he was teaching you about life as much as he was football. And I've had the opportunity to visit with several coaches that either were directly involved with him or indirectly involved with him. And he is the one man that people will tell you influenced their life over others. I mean, he was another father. And the worst thing you could do is disappoint Coach Sherwood. And you would do anything in your power to keep from disappointing him.
Funny you said that. Mo has mentioned the story twice that I think he was in his 30s or 40s. He was mowing his lawn and Sherwood pulled up and Mo was drinking a beer. And of course, first thing Mo did is put it behind his back.
100% you would.
For respect.
Yes, you would.
And of course, Sherwood says, Mo, you're, whatever age you are, you can have a beer. So
No.
But that's just a sign of respect, no matter how old you were.
Yes. No. I mean, I think you could get anybody that had direct relationships with Coach Sherwood, and they'd feel the same.
I
Cool.
agree. I didn't play, and I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, he was that man. He was that man. He would get upset, but it was always in the heat of a moment type deal. But it was never ever personal, and it was never ever derogatory in any means. He was always, if he chewed your ass, you walked away knowing that you deserved that ass chewing, and he was right, and you can go forward, and your relationship with him has not changed. That's the best way to describe Coach Sherwood.
Yeah, he didn't
Cool.
belittle people,
No.
and he had a really strong, quiet presence about him that just commanded respect. But that also was because of the way he carried himself and the way he treated people.
Yeah, and you know, the coaches that have, you know, several coaches I visited with since then, they felt the same way. I mean, yes, he was the boss, but he never treated you like you were the employee. You were always in this together, and what can we do to make things better all around? And that was Coach Sherwood.
Cool. Well, we're at the end. Well, thank you, Dean. I mean, let's.
Man,
You have anything else to say, Lisa, or ask?
No, this has just been such a delightful conversation.
Yeah.
We didn't need questions or notes.
Yeah, this was all
well,
organic.
I am honored that y'all have asked me to be on here. I think y'all do a great job. It's fun to follow you guys, and it's fun to be able to kind of, I guess, in a roundabout way, touch, you know, be able to see people that we grew up with and that kind of stuff. Thank you very much for having me, and again, very honored.
Cool. And you're during the golf when you're traveling. What you said, Monday, maybe Sundays or Mondays are good for you. Because I really do want to do the UTA with you and Delusion, and we'll do
Yeah,
the three other guys too. I mean, if you want to buy the other
Sunday
three.
Sundays I'm usually traveling. Monday through Wednesday nights, depending on where I am, I'm in a hotel room, so that's always easy. Um, Thursday through Friday, I'm usually pretty good. I'm available, so anything I can help you guys with, I'll be happy to do it.
So probably need to look at the schedule of the PGA and pick maybe like a Texas tour, Texas one.
No, I
Keep you
can.
in the central.
I'll do what I can to make myself available, and happy to do it anytime you guys want to.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be
you're
awesome.
A lot of blast. And then I think one more person. There's a couple more, Dean, and then we'll let you go. Elise cannot be more proud of
Oh,
here.
well, she's sweet.
And then the last one. Let's see. Dean just wants you to know how proud I am of you and love you.
That's my older sister.
Oh,
Yep.
You know, you
Yep,
got an older
that's-
sister.
Yeah. I had Missy is my older sister. She's what 5, 6 years older than I am. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She
Okay,
was-
well, that,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was long gone. Yeah, she was long gone by the time we got in high school.
you guys are spread out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, sir, my hat's off to you.
Thank you. Thank y'all for
Thank
having
you.
me.
And you want to say anything else real quick, Lisa?
No, Dean, it's just such a delightful, you're one of the few classmates that I've known since first grade. And
Yeah.
I've just always thought highly of you. And, I'm proud of you. And I think you're a really stellar human being. And I'm sure you've been a great husband and dad, and your family are really proud of you. And you make Plainview proud. And we're honored that you came on our show and that you're our classmate. So thank you so much.
Well, no, thank you. Those are very kind words. Thank you.
Well, hey, let me share one thing. You remember John Horn, right?
Oh yeah.
The pro golfer.
Oh,
Well,
sure.
I was living in Fort Bend, and they just they built Shadowhawk. I don't know if you've been there. It's a very prestige country club.
Right.
Clemens was part of a member, and when I first called them to see what the initiation fee is, they said it starts at $150K. I'm like,
Right.
cool, all right, never mind.
Yeah. Good talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So to make a long story short, one of my neighbors used to loop out there a lot, and there was a tournament called the Three Amigos, and he said, "Hey man, it's a 3-day tournament. Won't you come help?" I'm like, I'll put some vacation time." So I went and looped, and it was like $5,000 the fee was, and I think the winners got Rolex. Meanwhile, the first day, I forgot what hole it was. It was a par three. Well, the Amigos was Blaine McAllister, Freddie Couples, and Jim Nance, and they were there, and it was cool. We got to meet them. But as we were coming up to the par three, Jim Nance, there's John Horn from Plainview, Texas, and I didn't
Right.
realize I had a Plainview guy in my group, and they went to college together, U of H.
Yep.
So after they hit their shots, and I went to John. I said, "Hey, I'm from Plainview too." "Oh, bullshit, dude! I know Carol and Joe. Bye, yeah, I do." So we had a great conversation, the rest of the tournament. But I think he shot the course record. But it's only Shadow has been around about a year and a half. But he shot like 60 something that day.
Yeah. I think if I understand correctly, like John was Freddie Couples' best man in his wedding.
I guess. Oh,
I think so.
Wow.
And in fact, Freddie was in our van at Torrey Pines 2 weeks ago or last week.
okay.
He was in our, and you know what? I wished next time because Freddie's coming to our performance center, I'll probably be there for him. But yeah, so I'll bring that up to Freddie and see where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You see
very
how Dean
cool.
calls his guys Freddie,
What?
by the first name.
Come on, man. Hey,
You're all that.
if you give these guys an inch, they'll take a mile.
What about
know.
what's his name?
Yeah.
Did you ever hang out with who's the bad guy? The wears all the plaid color, smokes, hits a drive. What the hell? Blonde guy. He's overweight now.
John Daly?
Daily, yeah,
Daly.
yeah.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah,
hang
Daly
out
was
with
on.
him?
Yeah, Daly was on our Callaway staff for a while. Sure. Yeah, you know what? You won't meet a bigger hearted person than John Daly.
I bet.
He is a big hearted person. I love me some John Daly. And
Cool.
what you see is what you get. He's not trying to be somebody he's not. He knows the history and he doesn't care.
He's
Good
living
for
life.
him.
That's
Living
right.
life.
That's
Well,
right.
Mr. Teykl, thank you. Hey, you made
Thank y'all.
Plainview class of '83 very proud, man.
There,
Well,
there's two
thank
more
you.
comments he needs to read.
Okay, hold on.
Oh boy.
All right, let's see. So proud of you, Dad. Love you.
Yeah, that's Carson. That's our oldest.
Okay. Chick farm all around. Okay.
Yeah, that's Tia chirping again. Or that's Taylor. Oh, that's Tia.
Dean just wants you to know how.
Yeah, that's my older sister. Yeah.
That's right. I already showed that.
Well,
Okay.
I appreciate them. I appreciate them tuning in, and listening, and it's not anything they hadn't already heard.
Well, the rest of your classmates haven't, so we learned a lot about you, brother.
Well,
Anyway,
I appreciate it, and I'm proud to be, part of Class 83. I mean, like I said, we were a family. We
Well,
were a tight knit group.
I hope you buy that Fiat back. I hope you see
No.
it somewhere and buy that.
That's not gonna happen. And don't put that in any of my children's minds.
Girls,
either, 'cause-
Fiat.
No, that should not happen.
It's not a safe car. Let's just start there.
No, it's not. It's not anything that should ever be done.
Yeah.
I loved your car so much. My dad bought me a Fiat, a used one. He never got it running, and I went to college with a damn Chevy Chevette, and that
Hey.
Fiat stayed in the garage.
Well, I was lucky to
Promise you
drive.
that Chevette was a much better car than that Fiat.
Probably.
I was a lucky sophomore to get a 79 Trans Am loaded T-top. Mm-hmm.
Looking back at
That was
all the
me.
cars that our friends drove, wouldn't we love to have all those back?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bodeker still has his Z28.
Dude,
No.
He still
Jimmy's-
has it.
Jimmy has like a damn museum.
I bet he
What?
does.
Yeah, I think he has his original Z28 on blocks
does.
right now.
He does.
I think he has it in a barn somewhere that's going to be one
Hiding-
hell of a barn find for somebody in 30 years.
Well,
Oh, my
he
gosh.
told me he's hiding from his kids. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
there you go. There you go.
Because I think every kid, all of his kids, they want the car. They want the car.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
don't blame him.
thank you, Dean. Love you.
Thank you,
Wish you
guys.
still the
Love y'all.
best of success. And
Yes.
we'll see you soon in a few months again.
Perfect. Let me know when
Cool.
I can help.
All right,
See
brother.
y'all.
Thank you, Dean.
All
Take
right.
care.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Man, I got to say this. He's a sweetheart. He is
He's
a
so
big
he's so
old teddy
delightful.
bar.
Yeah, he's very delightful. You know.
So let me put this out. This is sorry, Lise, we missed this one, but it says he drove my daddy's station wagon. Oh,
She drove the station wagon.
so anyway, I hope
I
this
know,
was a
thank
fun
you.
one.
Thank you for those of you that are viewing, his family and friends and that you've come onto the show and commented during the podcast. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
Yes. Well, next week for our Valentine's show, which will be Friday the 13th, will be William Hancock and Ginger Bell. They didn't meet they didn't date in high school. Maybe they did, but they haven't. Not like the other previous where the couple's been married since high school. They're going to be getting married this year. I believe it's this year. So it's one of those Plainview couples who got hooked up in later life. So
Can't wait to hear their love story.
absolutely. So anyway, guys, howdy Flo, saying good night. It's gonna be my new look now that I got these. I bought these, and it's be a lot easier to wear my cowboy hat. But anyway, you want to say the last words, Miss Lisa?
No, just another fun night of catching up with a classmate. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, good night,
Thank you.
guys. Go Knuckle. Peace and love. Peace and love. So I love you guys, and we'll see you again.